Good evening, Betty Sabrito, Monroe Township. I am the parent of 2 children in the district, one of which is in a self-contained class, a special education program, and I'm also the leader for SEPAG. For those that are not familiar, SEPAG is a special education parent advisory group, which is a state-mandated group. I have been advocating for special education for over 12 years and will continue to be the voice for so many like my son that do not have one. Over the last decade, we have made many improvements in the district, and I want to personally thank Dr. Lehman for his efforts in helping to ensure equity for our special ed community. That being said, there's still a lot that needs to be done and that continues to go on in this district. I wanted to speak out today for our students and as a parent. The hardest and yet most rewarding thing I've ever done is be a special needs mom. It is incredibly difficult, and I ask all of you, including our staff, to put yourself in our place for just 1 minute out of your day every day. They say the stress of being a special ed parent is equivalent to being a combat soldier. I can say that is absolutely true. Today, I want to speak about how we educate and treat our special education students in this district. A lot of people ask if advocates are anti-educators. Absolutely not anti-good educators. Personally, we have been privileged to have some of the best educators working with my son over the last 13 years in district. I have always said that I gave him life, but some of the educators that we have been privileged to work with gave him his best life. We have had the honor of having amazing educators, past and present, on his team. To name a few: Dr. Lehman, Mr. Moralda, Ms. McLeod, Jen Biddick, Megan Myers, Stacy Libros, Karitza Barry, Christopher Musey, and so many more. Amazing, absolutely amazing. But it is unfortunate that we have allowed special ed to become a labor issue sometimes in this district. That is not acceptable, and this cannot continue. The delivery of a free and appropriate education to our students is required by law, as is the treatment of students and not having any discriminatory actions towards them. We have heard so many horrific stories in the news the last few weeks, specifically related to special education students and their treatment. While some of those are extreme, trust me when I tell you that as special education parents, we worry every day about how our students are treated. And to a lesser degree, our children experience this type of discrimination sometimes, maybe at a lesser level, even in this district. We need to ensure that our staff is not only ensuring a free and appropriate education, but treating our students with empathy and non-discriminatory actions, and that our administration is ensuring an appropriate education and an appropriate environment for all of them and holding those accountable. Confidentiality has become a big issue in this district. That is also being non-compliant. The way I listed people who have done commendable jobs as educators in this district, I can certainly go ahead and list the ones that have not. I will not do that today. But those that are non-compliant with the law and violating our students' right absolutely have to be held accountable. As your CPAG leader, I am asking that the district take note that we must start to make some changes. This cannot be a labor issue. We must be compliant on every single IEP. We spoke in the audit about the IEPs and how they're all listed. But who's checking that we're compliant? And to ensure appropriate education and treatment of all our children. They have rights, legal rights, and we need to be compliant. Dr. Lehman, I am confident, having worked with you over the last decade, that you take this to heart and that you are absolutely doing what it takes to get the work done and to continue partnering with SEPAG. We need to ensure compliance, empathy, and accountability, both for administrators and staff. SEPAG will be very vocal in advocating for this and ensuring our students' legal and moral rights. Understand that having to advocate for basic human rights is what we will continue to do for our children, but understand that it is exhausting and it shouldn't be this way. Thank you.